I'm getting quite a few questions on test and trace, and also whether the university and the hospital are being involved. But I thought I might just take Chairman's privilege to explain to everybody a little bit about testing. And the first thing is the test that we currently use, unfortunately, is not a test that tells you whether you have the virus, nor is it a test that tells you whether you're infectious, you're at risk of transmitting it. It's a test that picks up viral fragments, and those viral fragments can be from whether you have the infection and are infectious, or whether it's been around for a little while, but you're no longer infectious. So interpreting the testing data is really, really problematic. And I think that's one of the things that our government hasn't done to get right, to differentiate between those who have symptoms of the virus and the test positive, and those who are test positive but may not be infectious, even if they're asymptomatic. And that's why it's really important to bring the test together with the symptom data, and that's what has not been happening so far. The second thing I'd say is you have to be aware that the more you test, the more test positives you'll get, but some of those increasingly will be false positives, i.e. people who really are not positive, who are neither infectious and may have a wrong test, which is why all the exposure around Operation Moonshot is so problematic, because we don't yet have a good test for infectiousness. It's very good when you put it together with symptoms as a diagnostic test, but it's not terribly good for screening in the population at large, whether that be in universities or the whole population. So we have to use it very carefully and work very carefully with public health to do it. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of that background, because as you know, this week has been full of chaotic news stories about people who aren't well, who can't get the tests, and people who are well, and then the government blaming people for going for testing when they've been encouraged to go for testing. And now we've got this £100 billion for the government's planning on Operation Moonshot.